All right.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to call the February 20th, 2024 Library Board meeting to order at 5:03 p.m. And if you'd all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Brittany, if you take the roll, please.
Sorry, I just realized I forgot one thing to turn on. So just 1 second.
Tracy's running for school board.
All right. So she's running for school board. Oh, all right. So called the meeting to order at 5:03. Did the Pledge of Allegiance. Just turned on the recorder now because I forgot to. Apologies. All right. Roll call. All right. Gail?
Here.
Carrie? Here. Tony? Here. Michelle? Here. Barb?
Here.
Phyllis?
Here.
Okay. Nancy?
Here.
Tracy?
Here.
Alderperson Schrader?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Oh, we have a quorum. We got a full house.
Yeah.
Right? Excellent.
That's nice.
Okay, Brittany, comment on the statement of public notice.
This meeting was noticed in accordance with the open meeting law.
Okay, great. Thank you. Seeing no one from the public here, I think we can move on to the consent agenda. Looking for approval of the minutes of January 16th of 2024, as well as the January 2024 financials.
A motion to approve.
Thank you.
May I ask one question about that?
Sorry, who was the second?
I think we both did. I'll do it.
Okay.
I question the, is gas and electric always almost $6,000 a month? That just shocked me, $5,700.
Oh gosh, I should know the answer to this. I can't remember if it's like a every couple of months charge.
That could make a big difference, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a month.
I don't remember if it shows up every month.
It's not a monthly charge.
Okay.
So.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, anyone else?
I don't know if that's now or talk later, but what's the fallout from the pipe burst? Like, are there costs that are going to be, is that affecting budget, or is that something we need to talk about after this, or?
No, it's a good place to talk about it here. You should not be seeing it pass through the operating budget. So there is a deductible to be met. So maybe we'll see some of the deductible, but last time when I talked to City Finance, they said I could charge it to the insurance line item so that instead of it hitting our operating budget, even we're going to get reimbursed at the end, but it still would be a hit to our operating budget. And even though we would see it in the revenue, that was not ideal, I think, for us. So last time I talked with them last week, they said we could charge it to that. So we shouldn't see too many charges hit, maybe the deductible. So that was good news.
The kids are very concerned, and I said I would ask how much damage there was.
Thank you. Yeah, so you can tell them that our carpet got really wet and our walls got wet, but we only lost about 45 books in all because it didn't have, and then we lost one computer. So that's not bad. Really, the amount that's submitted for insurance, which is not, how do I put this? It's not small. It's about $25,000 to have the emergency response come over those 4 or 5 days, dry out the library, drill holes in the wall to dry it out, tarp everything off, bring in the dehumidifiers, clean up the sludge and all that kind of stuff. So that, thank goodness for insurance. And then and then there was like $10,000 for the carpet cleaning and the repair work. Or I reversed those numbers. I can't remember. but it's those two numbers for the drying out of the library and then the repair of the library. But I'm just so grateful it didn't happen over the collection because a very small amount of books we have to reorder and do things with. So tell them thank you for asking. Very good.
I'm going to make an assumption here, you tell me if I'm wrong. I assume that we are part of the city's policy, that the library itself is not segregated with their own policy. Okay.
Yep, correct.
All right. Okay.
Well, I would think the policy has to be somewhat different because we house different things.
So
it's more, I guess I'm assuming all, like as the police department part of it, is everyone part of the same policy?
We're all under the same city policy.
So
it's a municipal
policy.
insurance,
Yeah.
but now what I'm required to do every year is report assets to the city so that they know what they need to insure.
Okay.
Like what do we have related to computers, collection, furniture, stuff like that. So that's how they know how to cover our portion of the policy.
Okay. I just have one before I speak, anybody else?
I
Yeah, go
was
ahead.
wondering, on the bottom of page 6, recycle technologies, I was curious what was recycled.
We had a variety of technologies or monitors or our big desensitizers that had the huge magnets and some other tech in them. We sort of stack them up so we can do it, because it's, you have to drive out there. And then George was kind enough to take it out for the recycling, but that's what it was. Just
Okay,
things over time.
technologies.
Yeah.
I thought it was the trucks that came to shred.
Oh, nope. E-cycling, basically e-waste. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I also had a question on page 7, the last one, World Book. Are those the encyclopedias?
Oops, I lost my place.
Page 7, sorry.
I'm having trouble.
I was just going to ask, do they make encyclopedias?
Yes, they still make them, and we have them.
Like
We
hardcover books?
It's a big set in the children's
Yes.
section.
Yes, that is World Book, yes. The
Okay.
encyclopedia set, yep.
I was curious, what happens to the old ones?
That's a good question. We either sell it with the friends or sell it back to that company that gives us credit for new books.
Okay.
One of those things.
I have a beautiful set, 40
Yeah.
years old.
I know.
Nobody ever cracked a cover on it.
I know that
Yeah.
the set that we had, it was beautiful, and it's
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah.
it's not that old. Like,
Right.
It would probably be pretty cheap for me to buy it from friends, but
Yeah. And usually they don't accept encyclopedia sets from other people, but especially the older ones.
right.
They may have accepted ours. I'm not sure. That's a
Yeah.
good question.
All right.
So.
Back to recycle technologies for a second. This industry has always kind of slayed me a little bit because you give them materials and then they make money on them, but you also have to pay them to take materials. To me, it's double dipping. Is that what's happening here, where you're paying them to take the materials?
Correct.
Yeah,
So-
that always slays me because
So-
you're giving them product.
Well, yeah, and so the question is, like, there are some things that they are stripping out that's probably precious metals, but there's also stuff they're taking that they have to dispose of responsibly.
Okay.
So there's sort of a balance, I think, in that. So, like
Well-
with our Christmas tree lights recycling, we saved, I think George said, like 1,000 pounds from the landfill, and they stripped out the metal that's in it, and then the friends got, that money, which then comes back to
But
us.
do you have to pay them to do that for you? In this case,
No,
you did
because
not.
that's not e-cycling.
Mhm.
And I don't know what the exact stuff that's in the computers, but I know that they,
So maybe it's not true except only for e-cycling now, but at first, my understanding when I was on the village board in another
Mhm.
municipality, that we had to pay them to take it and then they got to sell it. So it was
We
a
have to-
double dip.
we have to pay them to take e-waste.
E-waste
Now,
at least, but who
I-
knows, and that was a few years
it's
ago.
a
So anyway.
process that they go through to strip out.
Oh, I'm sure
stuff,
e-waste,
so,
for sure, yes.
Now, I don't know ultimately, like, are they making money on it?
If there's copper, they are.
Probably, yeah.
But it's expensive to, like, lithium ion batteries and things that you can't
Dispose.
really recycle or dispose of.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually pretty expensive. So they have a low margin, but they're not making bank on.
Well, it's,
everything that
what
it's-
I was talking about, there was not e-stuff. This was years ago. I've lived out here 25 years now. So So I don't know what the deal was back that long ago. Maybe I'm totally off on that now.
Yeah.
That could be time slice. The questions that I had were on page 6 at the top, the Envisionware. So obviously we've had some, major changes, and I know you're going to talk about RFID later and things like that, but the self-check gates and media case and the RFID gates, is that all related?
Yep.
And that was budgeted for, I assume, so.
Yep. If you can see, if you look on the far right column where it says GL account number,
Okay.
it starts with a 4.
Mhm.
That indicates a capital budget, not an operating budget.
Okay.
So this money was planned for. It's been waiting for us because they wouldn't charge us until the gates were here.
Sure.
So now that they've been installed in January, the invoices came. So, but the numbers were as expected.
Okay. Anything else? All right, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Hearing none. Motion passes unanimously. Oh, I guess I'm on again. I'm up. The president's report. How do I do this? I'm moving.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Mhm. So we close on the property on April 1st, and it's really not in the area. It's about 50 miles away.
Wow.
So
Are we that bad that you've got to leave?
that's why I'm. So we were talking a little bit about the best way to do this. I certainly have one more meeting, but I don't know what happens after that, because I got to get my house up for sale at some point, and that will probably be May. So I might be able to swing another meeting, but I don't know how much advance notice you need for me for the April meeting. We might have to play that by ear a little bit. But then, by then I'll probably be headed. I'm going to Fort Atkinson, just so you're wondering where that is.
You'll still be in the system.
Yeah. I still will be in the system.
Still bridges.
I'll
You
still be
don't have to
harassing
get-
someone.
Yeah, you don't have to get a new library card.
No. It just kind of came
Wow.
up for some of you who know me better than others do. My husband has some issues. He needs to be on one floor. And I've been looking off and on for a couple years. And then my brother-in-law passed away, and Dan's sister's husband. And so just for grins one night, I thought, I'm going to look at Fort Atkinson, never intending to live there. I wanted to be Muskego close by, whatever. And I found just an incredible place. So it was kind of like it was meant to be almost. I will be nearer to her, and my niece and her family are about 15 minutes away, so closer to family.
There was a tornado there last week.
I'm sorry?
There was a tornado there.
Oh, yes, I'm aware. In fact, we've helped Mary at her house with down trees and all that kind of stuff too. It is a bad weather alley, that's for sure. But I get to look outside, and my backyard is trees and the Rock River. So, I mean, there's just some things I just couldn't pass up. It's 3,700 square feet though. It's huge. But Dan is going to basically be on the lower level, and I'll take the upper level, and then we'll just work out the rest of it. And my thought behind it was, as we all age, things start to go wrong. And so if it was necessary, then I could probably have a nurse move into the second bedroom downstairs. And I'm the youngest of the Medicare set, let me put it that way. So there could be other people who are going to need that help. And so I thought it was also the right thing to do from that respect. But everything has its good and its bad. And I'm very sad to be leaving here. I thank you all so much. I mean, it's been a hoot. I've had a lot of fun, and I think we've accomplished a lot.
Definitely.
So, so on that note, I guess I will pass it on to you for the director's report.
I'm not moving to Fort Atkinson.
Okay.
Your stuff.
Well, you could come to that library.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
see?
true. Yeah.
I will say this, I was just at the Jersey Voice last Sunday night, and I've seen it on Broadway and Chicago, and it's best in Fort Atkinson.
Yeah, at the fireside.
Yeah.
And my understanding is it's, I've never lived in a small town before. I've always lived in big cities, so that's going to be a big change. But they have a lot of fun things to do. And everybody that I've talked to who has any kind of relationship with Fort Atkinson said you're going to love it. It takes a little getting used to, like anything when you move to a whole new spot. But I've always lived in the metropolitan area, so this is a big change for me. But I felt led to do it. I can't say any more than that. There are days where I said to Brittany, I'm like, what did I do this for? You know, I mean, I'm having some of those moments too, but I got to go where I feel I'm being led, I guess. So again, thank you, everyone.
Doris,
Thank you.
It's a beautiful library there, just a beautiful.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
I hear
If you have not been to the Fort Atkinson Library.
and they have a
architecture-
hospital there too. I mean, for a relatively small town, they're really surprised.
I think it's a good one too.
Could be.
I've heard it is.
But there's a lot to do, changing banks, changing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, my husband isn't able to help me move, so I'm doing all the lifting and all those kinds of things. But somehow it all gets done. Isn't that amazing how life works? So, okay,
Yeah.
you're on.
Party next month. The director's report, I'm just going to call out a few things. We had our first Eagle Park Brews and Books book club, and that had 24 people, and it was something that we were really focusing on. It's our only book club. It's the only book club that is Friends or library affiliated that's after 5 o'clock. And so we had a lot of people show up, and that was cool and fun and engaging. The book next month is called Murder Your Employer. So I was like, do I need to do an HR check on anyone in the building here? How are we all feeling about me today? No, but so it was really exciting. People really liked the book. So.
And how does one get involved in that?
So there are copies of the book available at the front desk until we run out. And you just take it and you show up to Eagle Park on the day and time. Because the group was so big last time, I'm saying we, meaning I was not there, but so I don't want to take credit for it. But Eileen, the librarian who was there, they split up into 3 different groups so that it could be a manageable group. But it sounded really
How
successful.
is it age related? Is it all ages?
That's a great question. I mean, I think it's for adults, but I think there were folks maybe a little younger than me, all around. So, yeah.
It sounds neat.
Yeah, it was. It was. And a great, exciting to do it off-site at a location that it's fun to have it at a brewery. So, let's see. What else? We had our RFID conversion. It was a little bumpy. Just, it's a brand new technology in many respects. I don't think the patrons were too traumatized, but I would say the staff, we've had some growing pains. There were lots of different software issues. So we're getting there, but it's just taking a bit more time on the back end than I was hoping for. Our next board meeting is March 19th. The Friends had their fundraiser, and we raised $747, had 300 people attend, so that was really exciting. Great event.
I wanted to ask about Touch and Talk.
Touch a Truck? Yeah.
Touch a Truck.
Yeah, so that was Emma's idea, our children's library.
Okay.
We're going to have it in the parking lot. I'm going to cone off the area, the side of the building, so that we can just park the trucks. The police chief and the fire chief were kind enough when we approached them to send us a police car, a fire truck, hopefully an ambulance, and then some officers and firefighters or EMTs, just so kids can get a chance to meet them, meet these community heroes, and also look at the trucks and stuff. So that's exciting. I don't know, in my 6 years, I don't think we've done it here, so it'll be exciting, and I'm grateful to those departments for saying yes to us. So, yeah. And just wanted to shout out Lori, one of our library aides, has been here 24 years. That is amazing. Jane's been here 11, and so has Amanda. So just grateful to those staff members for what they do for our library.
I'm going to ask you, because I'm embarrassed, but who is Holly?
She is, she worked at the front desk as a library aide. in the afternoons. And
okay.
yeah, and then she accepted the position as children's assistant, and so now we're hiring for a library.
Okay.
And many, many, many years ago, Holly Sandhuber was our librarian.
That's true. There was a Holly. Yep, you're right.
She was
I think
blind.
Holly was
Oh,
over at
you're
St. Leonard's
really?
Library, I think, at the school.
She was. Yep,
Yeah.
Holly used to
Yeah.
work at the St. Leonard's Library. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's helped out a little bit at children's programs
Yep.
already.
She was at like Petite Prom. Yep. So that's exciting. We have our first pod in. We've seen it.
I sat in it.
Did you really?
I came in just,
I love it. I love
It was
it.
occupied when I came to see it.
and she said, well, do you want something to read? I said, no, I just want to sit here and experience it.
We went a bit viral. The Facebook post got 5,000 comments. It went national. It wasn't just. I've been getting
wow,
lots.
kidding.
Yeah, I've been getting lots of libraries contacting me asking about it. So,
Nice.
yeah, really exciting. Lots of positive things. A few questions about it, which we were able to answer, but overwhelmingly positive, which is exciting. Tracy, thanks for posting it on Maine. Thanks for the Facebook shout out. And yeah, we're excited to get the rest of them in. You may have seen from my director report, we are going to have to shift the adult collection. That was something we were going to do. It's in our strategic plan anyway. But basically, when we saw how the doors opened, it shrunk the aisle enough where I was like picturing people getting beamed in the face if they didn't have enough space. So it just necessitated speeding that project up, which is why we're going to have a company help us with the shift. So it's going to cost money, but we have extra money in the budget because the pods cost less than the building of the rooms. So
I'm a little surprised it went viral. So, like, are we the first library that has done this?
well, I will tell you, when I emailed the state listserv and said, considering this, what have you got for me? I had one reply. And
Didn't you tell us Burlington had one?
yes.
Yeah.
I had them.
Yeah, but actually, fine, two replies. One person replied to me through the listserv, and then somebody else in our system just said, oh, in Burlington, I used to work there. So not a lot of libraries have been doing it, but libraries are looking for ways because they can't do construction, and so they're trying to find new ways to provide these opportunities. So,
Wow.
Well,
Even
we're
around
on-
the country, though, too.
Yeah, while we're on that topic, who decides how that large room is furnished, not furnished, but moving the furniture around? How does that happen? 'Cause it seems every time I come in, furniture's all.
So
different than-
it's discombobulated right now because we had our adult Nerf War program, and so they set it up for better coverage and ducking and weaving and things like that. Normally we have it set up a certain way unless we are moving it for like a friend's event, except for in the summer when we shove everything aside for the big programs that we do. But there should be a standard setup.
So you like roll with punches.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Well, with the art show next month
And
for
yes,
school, it'll be
yep.
different
So,
too, right, for a little bit.
well, that is the funny thing. Everything needs to be on wheels or things we can slide. Like, we couldn't put any of the pods there because, yeah, we have 2 different school art shows that come through. We have summer reading. We have the Friends fundraisers when we have them. So that space actually becomes more like when we have our museum, like the veterans display. So that space has to sort of adapt. People do sit there, but not so much in the center. They feel like they're in a fishbowl. Once we bought the furniture with the really tall backs, then people started sitting along the edges, those pods. I have a new word for them. The brown fuzzy cubicle-y things right outside there. Once we moved them right near the outlets, now they get sat in all the time. Before they were sort of in the center. So it's amazing just what moving them, a couple of feet did for their usability. So. That's what I do.
Brittany,
Yes.
first off, I was a little leery to put my stuff on social media because you never know what way it'll go.
I know.
It was good. It was
Yeah.
good. So that was good. But second, I saw that you posted about the Nerf Wars. That with the old, it looked like an adult group.
Yep.
There seemed to be a lot of older people.
Yep.
Have you ever considered like having the library rented out to like corporate groups or something like that. Because it just when I saw it online, that was the first thing that came to mind was, boy, that almost looks like it was a corporate group that came in and had the library, as a place to do their, party or whatever.
Sure. Every now and then I've toyed around with the idea of making it a wedding site because the great room is so pretty with those big bowl lamps. So that's sort of always been in the back of my mind. It would be something that we would have to, if corporate groups were allowed to rent the larger space, it would have to be Sunday evening, or Sundays or Saturday evenings, which would mean staff would have to be in the building on those days, so it would have to be something we'd have to weigh against the revenue. But yeah, especially weddings, I feel like that's always intrigued me. So it's something to think about.
Parking
Just
might
remember,
be a big
Yeah, I
problem.
just thought that.
Parking might be a really big
What a
problem.
cool place to have corporate
Adults are the
event.
worst.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it would be kind of neat. So just a revenue thought
Yeah.
for the group.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm sorry, you guys were talking about
Food,
food.
drinks and food
Yeah,
become a
that
big
is true.
issue, and we have more trouble with adults than we do with our students.
Well, we don't really have a
Especially after
Yeah.
the meeting.
per se.
Well, we do. So
And they're not even
corporate
drinking their
places can
coffee.
rent our public meeting rooms,
Right.
just not the main area of the library. So we do have a kitchen
But I'm
there.
thinking like a caterer's,
Oh, sure,
kitchen type place.
We
type
would
thing.
only let them have water
Perfect.
and hard candy.
And hard candy.
Here's your lifesaver. Here's your cup of
And no
water.
rat.
Enjoy your corporate
Then they
event.
have the wrapper problem,
Right.
though.
Yeah. And no touching the pods. The pods are out.
Not an open cup of water.
Right.
It'll have to be a
Right.
bottle with a
Yeah,
cap.
right, exactly. Speaking of which,
Sippy cup.
has the
Sippy
Eagle Springs
Talk to you. I spoke with them,
Okay.
and then now I'm waiting to hear from them again.
Okay.
So, but we did connect.
She's in Florida until March 1st, so that's probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else? I'm assuming that page 12, which is not marked as a page number, but it is page 12, can be part of this discussion here. I just have a question about the overdrive
Mm-hmm.
checkouts.
Yep.
What happened?
Yes. Yeah. Ebooks are through the roof, and e-audiobooks.
Oh, you know what? I'm comparing them to the totals from the year before. Never mind. This is what moving brain does to someone.
Still, it's higher than last month.
Yeah. Okay.
Or last year. Sorry.
Sorry. But that I was thinking about it is that we were down from 43,000 to 44,280.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Never mind.
That column is,
Never
yeah. It's,
Okay.
yeah.
Moving on.
Yep.
Okay. Never mind.
That is a big difference.
Unfinished business. I think we wrapped everything up last month without any issues.
Yeah, I'm
so-
still not ready to discuss the fines stuff.
Okay.
I haven't been able to get the best reports I can for you. I still have to talk with the system, so sorry.
That's okay. New business. First item, I think, is the library grant process. Wait a minute, I'm looking at the old
Yep.
minutes.
No, it's okay.
Wrong page. Never mind. I do have mover's brain.
That's okay. Anything will do it. It's moving.
Discussion action on approval of 2023 state annual report.
Just so you know, the motion that I'm going to be looking for is there's 2 signatures required. One is the signing for the submittal of this report, and which is on page 21. I have to sign it, and the library board president has to sign it. The second is the statement concerning public library system effectiveness, which the president has to sign. So when someone does make a motion, what I request is that you move to approve both the signing of the annual report and the statement concerning public library system effectiveness. And then these are our numbers for the year. And
Okay, why don't you go and call for the motion?
you bet. Yep.
Okay. All right, I'm looking for someone to approve the annual report as well as the statement.
A motion.
Second. Okay, Michelle first, second Phyllis.
Okay, now let's get into discussion here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to respect everyone's time and not go over every number. This is the same format as previous years. These are just, a lot of these numbers, are numbers that, I try to keep you guys up to date on the numbers in our monthly statistics. Obviously, there's more numbers than that. But I guess I'll just take any questions because, this is a very dense report, so.
Anyone? I think everybody's still looking, so
There's a lot in it.
Yeah, it's so interesting though. Of course,
Yeah.
I've become a library geek, I guess, because I do find
Those are the best kinds.
the numbers interesting. Number 10 and number 11, this is just a small thing, but I didn't know in a state report if you wanted them to be look the same. The phone numbers.
Oh, that there's a dash?
Oh, sure.
So, I don't
yeah.
know if it's a state report, if that matters or
It's
not.
fine.
Okay.
It's fine, yeah.
What is the UEI number 22?
The UEI number is the identification number for, I don't know if it's a tax entity number. It's the city's number.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right.
yeah. It's just an identifier.
Yeah, just an identifier or something. All right. And since I'm yakking here, the other thing that I saw that really, I'll say surprised me, was the amount that Racine contributes to the, contributes or uses the library, maybe is the way I should say it.
Yep. Because it's Wind Lake, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
you think
the town of
okay.
Norway is in Racine, I believe.
Because one of the reasons I bring it up, besides the initial surprise, is maybe there's marketing opportunities down there. If people are coming already up here, I don't know how we would do that, but I just toss it out there as maybe if people are using the library, maybe more would.
Isn't the town of
so the school district.
Isn't the town of Norway part of our school district?
Correct.
So why are they a part of?
And Wind Lake is.
Yeah. So why are they a part of Racine's library district?
Because of the county line.
Well, there's no North.
Because Wind Lake is Racine County, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Wind Lake is in Racine County.
But Norway is.
But
I remember.
it's closer for them to come to our library than theirs,
go
and
downtown.
because some of our greatest marketing avenues are through the schools and the school district when we come and visit, these kids are hearing in their schools, go to your library, and because the library's closer, they're coming here.
Mm-hmm.
And we do get compensated for that, which is important. So.
That is.
Yes.
My address is incorrect on the
Oh,
no.
Okay,
my old
yeah,
one from 2
sorry,
years ago.
yeah.
Oh, that's
I
okay.
thought so, because we talked about you moving. And
Yeah.
Can
not there anymore.
you do me a favor? Can you?
Should I email it?
Yeah.
Or write it down.
You know what? Actually, let's do this. Can you write it down on my scratch copy here? I'm very sorry.
No, it's okay.
I did one of those things where I was like, this never changes, but
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, now you
Yeah, why
have to
don't
make
you
sure
tell
you
us
print
so,
it
because I'm going
again
to take this
before she
for
signs.
Yes.
contact information.
Don't
I
sign
don't
it.
think I have.
Well, the good news is that
She just wants me to come
Oh, you
over
can just
again.
do that one page.
Yeah, exactly. You can
Okay.
still sign it because it's not on the page. I'll just sub out the page with the correct.
Oh, see, I thought you wanted me to.
I mean, you can still come and we can do it together. But I've heard you have a few things going on.
I'll get this to you when I'm done, Barbie.
I'll just copy it.
So you don't love me anymore.
We're all coming to visit.
You know what? I'm going to have enough room for all of you. See, call your bluff. Supposedly there's a park behind my place too, so.
Nice.
That's really nice.
All right.
Nice. Good
Thank you
response.
for those observations. Any other questions?
So while you're in there, then change the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I could.
But I think that's on a different page.
Yeah.
So leave it alone. I'm teasing. I have to get my. Okay, so there is a motion on the floor. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, hearing none, motion passes, I believe unanimously. Tracy's still here. Okay, the second item is the discussion/action approval of 2024 library and service dates on April 26th and October 18th of 2024.
Just scheduling the in-service dates for the year. I'm proud of myself for doing it earlier in the year than normal. I made sure to avoid any dates that the school district might be off because we know we get higher, attendance when, we don't want to overlap on in-service days. So that's all I have. It's a helpful time for us to get together and get updated on new things, CPR training, emergency response training. Last time we did the Bay Lane evacuation drill, which was very helpful. Not with the students, just with the staff.
Sure.
That's
Why are you asking us to approve these every time? Or
I usually try to get the
Because you're
closure
early.
dates approved. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'll ask somebody to put the motion on the floor. Looking for a motion to approve the library service dates for 2024 as April 26th and October 18th.
I move to approve.
Thank you, Carrie. A second?
Second.
Phyllis got in there. Okay. Any other questions, further comments, anything like that?
Life is so exciting, right?
Yeah.
Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Bye.
No? All right, we're unanimous again. Communications and miscellaneous business as authorized by law. Do we have anything like that?
Did it again.
We're 40 minutes.
And I'm here.
Yeah, but you said 30 minutes. All right, looking for a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
I second.
All right, Mary. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Hearing none.
For those
We're
of
done
you
for
who
today.
weren't here when I first came, we talked about